Right, so today I wanted to continue with the plugins. I've reviewed a few plugins in the last few videos, took a bit of a break from Easter. I will leave some links actually for these UAD, for the other UAD plugins that I reviewed, the Dream and the Lion, and I think it was the Ruby. This is the new one called Woodrow. It's obviously like a tweed, like an old Fender tweed kind of a thing. And the same setup. There's an input and an output, a very cool room preset. Very realistic studio room type preset. Then you have the amp here, and you have 3 versions of that. And a boost, which is always quite handy to get that dirt in this case. A few presets of amps and cabs. And then you have the main on-off and panel. Obviously, in this case, you know, the old tweeds, the old Fender tweeds, they had just like a very basic added volume tone. And in this case, there is like a microphone volume as well, and a double input preset. You will see this when I go through the preset, which is usually what I do. I'll just very quickly go through the preset. Again, I think in my old videos, I had quite a few mentions of the input being too high. I agree with that, but this seemed to be quite, like in general, like they have like saturated, natural, you know, there isn't anything like super clean that I found, so to speak. If you play the more modern stuff, you know, the completely clean sounds. I've not found those in these plugins. Anyway, let's just go through very quickly through the presets, as I always do. So for those that are more interested in the slightly technical details of what I did in the intro, I did that kind of fake Rolling Stone tuning where instead of doing the full open G, I only down tune the A down to a G. Sometimes you can do that and you get these kind of Rolling Stone kind of thing. Or you can just detune the top E down to D. So it's a different effect, but that's, you know, a very quick way of doing an open G and do the Rolling Stones thing. But anyway, so these are the presets. So this is the Woodrow 55. This is more like a fuzzy thing, more of a spluttery. This is just a clean sound. I must say, one very quick comment. The presets aren't volume matched, so to speak, and that's something that I find a bit, in general, it's a little detail that really goes a long way, because when you are recording, I found myself in a handful of situations where, you know, you're making quick demos with a producer or a home studio or a studio in general, and they're just going through presets, and it's kind of annoying when obviously the volume is not the same, because you don't get that really genuine feel of what the sound is, because obviously the volume has a lot to do with your impression, like the quick impression of what the sound is, so to speak, what's a better sound for the situation. That's a clean sound. That's, again, I really love this kind of stuff, the more kind of woofy. Yeah, it's more like almost like a fuzz, a fuzz kind of thing. Yeah, another kind of clean sound there. This is, I think it needs a bit more room. Smaller sound. Oh, this sounds great. That room preset makes all the difference to me. It's just, it gives you that sense of amp in a room, so to speak, in a physical space. And obviously, it's up to you if you want it, if it makes sense to. But it's a great feature, I think, in these plugins. It's quite saturated. British stack. Classic clean. This is quiet. It feels a bit. This feels, classic clean feels a bit more. That type of sound. That last one had a great feel. Dirty blue tone. Yeah, they all seem to, at least to me, suggest these kind of funkier kind of sounds. Because obviously, this is not an amp that you really use for the super clean. Every sound is slightly saturated and like, they break up. It's a really lovely compression, this one. This is probably the cleanest the Humbucker 412. I don't have a guitar. I mean, my 335 is K's. I feel that when there is no room, it does definitely loses a little bit of that magic, so to speak. Palm mutes. Let's go like a minor version. Punk rock. Let's try something. Rolling around the dirt. Well, I tried, obviously this is a Rolling Stones type of sound. I've detuned the E down to D. It's a slightly different thing about it. There's a slightly different sound about it. I think I prefer the A to be detuned down to G. Saggy Bridge, again, this is another kind of overdriven one. Reminds me a bit of like early Clapton kind of stuff, or single coil neck. What can we do? Yeah, all the sounds are really full, spank rhythm. Again, this is one of the cleaner ones. That type of sound, at least to me. Yeah. One tone. That was quite nice. And we're back to the top. Yeah, I mean, no surprises there. It seems, all the kind of sounds that I expected. Yeah, as I said, I just installed this and I'm just checking it out. All the type of sounds that I expected from a Tweed amp, like an old Tweed amp. So great sound. Some are really good. I love probably a bit more volume matcher. That's the only thing, but it looks great. It sounds great. These plugins obviously are quite popular. They're not cheap. I would say there's quite a competition, because there's so many of these type of plugins, especially now with NAMM, that you can go and find thousands of amps and pedals and stuff like that. Obviously, these are probably more for the discerning crowd, that have all the Apple products and a big studio, But then obviously, I think personally, and this is just purely my opinion, these kind of plugins, as much as you get really great sounds, they are for more like pop production, so to speak. I wouldn't say that if you really wanted to have an organic production, you will probably go with a real amp if you were in a big studio that has a certain amount of gear. But fantastic sound. It looks amazing. It looks great. Just as good as the other one, I would say, as the other ones from UAD. Just check them out. Hopefully they will release the Dumble one, because I think that's the one that I probably would enjoy the most. I always gravitate towards those type of sounds because I would say that the guitarists that I listen to, the Larry Carlton, Robin Ford, and all the studio guys, the LA, West Coast kind of crowd, they used to use those amps, I guess. So I will look forward to that, I guess. It's always, if you've enjoyed this video, if you found this video of value, check out the links in the description. I make patches for modelers, and I have some instructional material on my website. Check that out. Check out all the other videos. Like, subscribe, the usual stuff, and share on social media, on Reddit, and all those kind of things. And thank you again. Bye-bye.